Hello. My question is for Direk Henry. I guess you mentioned with May Pag-asa, it's very modernized-ish. So I was just wondering what you hope audiences today get from your rendition of Andres Bonifacio's story.
We more than just the exciting parts of Bonifacio's story that we always see in a lot of the biopics that's been done of Bonifacio. This one focuses totally on Bonifacio himself. Why did he fail as a hero? It discusses the social class because he couldn't find a way in to all the academics and all the heroes like Rizal. Even if he's a big fan, hirap siya pumasok kasi hindi naman siya talaga academic, no? And he was fighting for when are we gonna start fighting beyond words? And that's what a lot of people can't understand about him. The next one is it really tells the story of why he failed. That's why it's subtitled The Battles of Andres Bonifacio, because we will showcase all the battles of Andres Bonifacio and why it failed. Because we don't want, di ba, ang palagi nilang sinasabi, laging talo si Bonifacio, laging hindi nananalo. But here, we really dissected the main reasons why he couldn't win a battle from beginning to end until his death. It's because may resistance din sa fellow Filipinos. So the main enemy in the story is really how hard it is to unify the Filipinos together and have the same parang adhikain, the same goals. Everyone has their own agenda, and which makes it difficult for Bonifacio to rise above it. Siyempre, given na lagi, ang sinasabi lang, mainitin ang ulo niya, but it goes beyond that. Hindi naman siya reckless lang eh. Hindi siya reckless. He appears to be reckless, primarily because he's frustrated with what's happening around them. Now, that's why he ended up building his own KKK, apart from, and we showed that. There's a scene where he went to a gathering and had his No Limitang Tangere book signed by, siyempre, yan. That's what I'm saying na written for the modern times, because di naman namin alam kung nagpapirma talaga siya. But we want to highlight the fact that Bonifacio was a big fan of Rizal. And that's the reason why he kept on thinking about the revolution. So he went there, he had the book signed, but then he couldn't accept what they were all discussing on how to finish the oppression of Spain. So it was hinted at the end of the scene, kung hindi ka agree sa amin, magtayo ka ng sarili mo. Gawa ka ng sarili mo. And that was the start of when he started building KKK. Yeah.
Medyo malayo pa yan. 2027. Pero at least lagyan na ng konting hints.
Pero the other one also is the varying versions of the death of Bonifacio. But diba, there's parts where he was chopped into pieces. And then there's another one where he was beaten and then threw on a grave, still alive, and then covered. No? So, because we don't know what really happened, because even the tombstone of Bonifacio, we don't really know where it is. No? Of course, meron tayong marker, but hindi naman sure kung dyan talaga. So, we decided, and that's what makes this, we're not doing a movie na parang talagang sinasanto namin ang historical na pano. We did two versions of it, which we see in the beginning of the movie and at the end of the movie. Parang ganun.
Interesting. We'll wait for 2027 for that. Pero Direk, I just like to acknowledge yung on the job, parang na kayong Marvel Universe, ha? Di ba? Parang nakakanak ka siya, no, Direk? You had on the job Missing 8, and then buo ang HBO ng kinumbay niya yung dalawa, Direk, tama? And then we're having on the job Maghari. May vision ka pa ng marami pa to, mga anak pa to.
meron pa kami isang mas luma pa yung kwento.
Ay, mas malayo na.
Mas 1970s.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Of course, before I give the microphone to Ms. Lea Soterio, here's a question from John Bueno.
Hello, good afternoon po, and Sir Coffin. Well, I'd like to find my question siguro kay Sir London. Kasi parang just seeing it from a watcher's point of view, super laki ng gagawin ninyo. And it's still 2025, knowing that it's going to be 2027, parang ang dami niyong gagawin. Parang kahit ako nalulula. Can you...
And we already have the script. So we already know how.
May
So we already know kung gaano siya katugo.
Okay.
And Coco has read it.
Nag-shoot na, hindi pa?
Hindi pa.
Okay.
Okay. So ngayon na hindi pa nag-shoot, sir, you're quite positive na this is achievable. And can you tell us how big this is, like your vision? Because of course, ang plan ni Coco is to put this out to the world, to probably streaming sites or outside the Philippine market. How big is it in your eyes po?
Going back to sinabi ni Coco and ni Dondon, na we want to do something that we can offer to the movies, diba? That people will go in and watch it in the big screen. No, I think that's where we're coming from. We wanted to do a movie na parang meeting the audience halfway, na malaki siya, enough for you to say na nakaupo ka lang doon, ay hindi ko na hintayin to sa Netflix, ay hindi ko hintayin to na lumabas sa TV ko. Pupunta ako para panoorin ito. No? So I think we're trying to meet everyone halfway. Everyone's gonna say when they see the trailer, when they see how we promote it, everyone's gonna say, this is a movie worth watching on the big screen. And that's what we're hoping. That's what we're hoping na maramdaman ng audience. And of course, we don't want to shortchange them. No? So, like Bonifacio, without going into details, there's probably 5 or 6 war sequences, battle sequences in there. No? Aside from that, we're recreating Binondo during that time. And Binondo during that time, with all our research on this, medyo submerged sa konti. Naglalakad ka sa kalsada, maganda yung gown, nakapayong, pero medyo submerged ng konti. And this is not because of the flood control, kaya nilagay namin yan. Nandyan na yan sa research. Diba? So, in order for us to do that, we need to build a Binondo setting, a Manila, a generic Manila, small town, where most of the big scenes happen. No? Of course, if you look at, aside from the central area, the rest naman, aside from Cavite, where he ends up talking to Aguinaldo, the rest naman, mga San Juan na El Deposito, na away. We already talked to Mayor Zamora to allow us access to the reservoir that is now turned into a museum. No? So that's how big we're looking at it. Medyo malaki siya. And of course, we're looking at it from an accessible popcorn entertainment. We don't want to lecture our audience about how well we researched the details of the story. We feel that the story of Bonifacio sobrang ganda as a character na parang kahit kalimutan mong totoong tao pala siya, you will go with the story because the story is so compelling. Yeah.
Let's go to the POV of the producer.
Yeah,
Redondo.
I mean, sa amin naman ngayon nakita ko talaga, nag-focus din kanina about yung isa sa mga mission namin, is to bring out talaga Filipino talent abroad. So, kasi yung On The Job talaga, it's a franchise that has a global following na. Diba? Siyempre, what more pag nagdagdag tayo ng isang bida katulad ni Coco Martin.
Yes.
for the franchise, and we can bring that talent out to the world for people to see. Diba? I mean, we were successful naman with Missing 8. Nanalo tayo sa Venice, sa Best Actor, First Asian, diba? Actor doon, diba? So, si Coco, di ba na magaling talaga na actor to. Diba na dapat i-showcase talaga sa international, yung kanyang talent, diba? Then again, syempre diba ngayon, siguro mission namin tatlo talaga is to produce really a good quality film that's up to par with our neighbors. Kasi dati, di ba, parang nandun tayo, ahead tayo eh. Di ba, for some unknown reason, biglang umatras tayo sa level na sa taas tayo, bumaba. So right now, syempre, gusto namin na may angat ulit yan. So ito yung ambag namin again, na para pakita sa mga neighbors natin na yes, a Filipino talent like us can do our contribution para may angat ang talent ng Filipinos sa ibang bansa. So yun ang challenge. Siyempre, we know the budget is big because we want to produce a good quality film for both projects. But then again, to attract more audience to see the Filipino talent. Yun ang pinaka-crucial.
And in addition, going back to your question, is it scary to do something this ambitious?
Yes.
Coco is doing something so ambitious on TV.
Yes.
Diba? His action sequences are no longer looking like TV stuff.
Yes.
Oo, kasi lalaki ng mga kwan. I've been doing a series for 3 years now na hindi pa lumalabas. Okay, so I think that's ambitious enough.
Yes.
And also, John, I think Coco's name is very much familiar in the festival markets worldwide. Remember, nakailang festival si Coco noon, right? So, isa yun sa big thing din.
And his most memorable is Kinatay, which won for the Brillante Best Director in Cannes. And he spearheaded the cast of that.
Exactly.
And does this mean free si Coco during these
schedule mo daw, para tayo schedule mo.
And also sir, sino pong gusto niyong makasama sa projects na to?
Actually, yung schedule, sabi ko nga, basta ginusto ko kahit anong bagay, sabi ko, ginagawa ko talaga. Kasi ayoko magkaroon ng hadlang eh. Ayoko magkaroon ng mga parang, naku, baka pagod ka na, baka sobrang. Gusto ko kasi lahat ng bagay pag naisip ko gagawin kong posible. Napaka-positive ko kasi Kaya sa totoo lang, kahit sa production ko, sa team ng Batang Quiapo, pinaka-hit na hit ko yung taong tamad at mahina ang loob. Pag sinabi natin mangyayari yan, dapat mangyari yan.
Wow.
Dapat ganun ka-positive. Kasi alam mo bakit ginano ko? Kasi sayang yung talento ng mga Pilipino. Ang gagaling natin, kulang lang ng push. Kulang lang ng good leader na magpupush para magawa niyo isang bagay. Kaya kami nga, sabi ko nga, ang strong ng personality namin, kaya yung vision namin, gagawin natin yan. Mangyayari yan. At kapag ginawa mo yun, isagad mo na. Huwag yung half-hearted, huwag yung ito lang, hindi. Gawin na natin yung pinaka-the best na magagawa natin. Kasi ito nga sinasabi natin, ito yung contribution natin sa cinema ng Pilipinas. Hanggat nandito tayo, hanggat kaya natin, hanggat bata tayo, gawin na natin yung pinaka-best natin. Yun yung goal namin tatlo na sabi ko nga, ngayon lang tayo magkasama-sama, ang tagal kong inintay itong pagkakataon na ito na hindi naasahan at nangyari, ibibigay na namin yung pinaka-best para sa mga pelikulang ito.
No, ako I get John, nung sinabi ni John na medyo parang nalulunod po kami doon sa napanood namin ng 5-minute teaser. I mean, yung bigness ninyong tatlo na magkakasama ngayon, kaya siguro natanong niya yung question na yun. But thanks John for asking. Do you have any more follow-up questions?